From the savannah to the Midland and the Atlantic, Ambazonia has risen to fall no more. Ambazonia rise.
Dear Ambazonians on the home front and diaspora.
Dear Ambazonia freedom fighters in the home front and in the diaspora.
The Ethics Commission of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia is coming out to alert you that it is becoming more and more evident that the former British Southern Cameroons, aka Ambazonians, will soon emerge as the newest nation in the world.
We are calling on all of us to start preparing to receive Ambazonia as parents prepare to receive their firstborn child. Malcolm X said, tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. We are already very educated, talented, and very rich in natural resources. Do all this guarantee a safe and prosperous Ambazonia? The answer is an emphatic no. Theodore Roosevelt said, to educate a person in the mind but not in morals is to educate a menace in society.
Ambazonians, it is time to start planning to restore our cultural and social values that characterize us as a people of good repute. Before our Republic to Cameroon invasion, we were respectful of each other, of the law, and of our culture. We earned our living through honest hard work, making clean money for ourselves.
Our values helped us to maximize the benefits of our natural resources as well as our human resources. Southern Cameroons were serene and clean, simply beautiful in spirit and in the physical. We all long for such a place to call home, and we can make it happen by God's grace.
Our local government areas and counties, are you preparing? Do you have an ethics commission in your local government areas, counties to serve as a moral compass for you? Do you have a copy of the Ambazonia Ethics Code and the Constitution?
All arms of government, do you have an ethics agency? Departments of DSS, HSS, Communications and IT, Education, DHACM, DFA and DEINR. Do you have ethics agency to serve as a moral compass for your departments?
Ambazonians, you need to know your rights by reading the Ethics Code and the Constitution.
Shame unethical behavior and reward good behavior in your communities. Hold leaders accountable. Be the watchdog of your communities and governments. See something, say something.
The church, you are the main research center of moral principles with the responsibility of moralizing the society. How effective are you outside the church building?
Maya Angelou said, when you know better, then you do better. Ambazonians watch ethics for an emerging Ambazonia every Friday at 4 p.m. Amba time.
Exclusively on ABC Amba TV. Stay tuned.
We are not ashamed of champions and see the area. Everybody else in the area. And see the area. Let's go there. The champions and see the area. Everybody else in the area. And see the area. We are champions. We are champions. We are champions. We are champions. Champions say hali, 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 champions say hali. Over and over again we see, the touch of your greatness, Lord, in us. Whoa. Come join me, sing now. Let's celebrate together. Come join me, praise now. Let's jubilate together. The champions and see the area. Everybody and see the area. And see the area. Let's go there. The champions and see the area. Everybody and see the area. And see the area. We are champions. We are champions. We are champions. We are champions. Champions say hali, 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 champions say hali. You've always been a winner, you are the best. You one of a kind of a jolly you can contest. The top is made for you, trust me, nothing less. I know that you noticed. Dance to the beat, on this beat you can do anything. In the process, just get anything. Be you, be you. I'm feeling so high on this beat, but I'm high on it goes. Let's go! We are champions. We are champions. We are champions. We are champions.
Good day, fellow Amazonians, and welcome to ABC Amber TV, the voice of the Amber Revolution, the voice of the independence quest of Southern Cameroon. My name is Tom Dola. I'm the Vice Chair of Ethics Commission, come from Babisi LGA in Gogotunja County. And I'm sitting today in here for the host, Comrade Peter Tanshi, until he comes in. Our hearts and goes out to all those families and friends mourning the losses of their people brutally murdered, dozens of them brutally murdered a few days ago in Mamfe by La République, the evil La République occupiers, and uncalled for action, what they've been doing for the past 6-7 years. We all see it getting worse by the day. So our prayers goes out to those on home front, and especially also to our restoration forces. Today we are going to talk about the future healthcare system, how we envisage it in Ambazonia. As host, we have today Rachel Tima, a very dedicated Ambazonian sister, and having multiple functions in the interim government right from the beginning there, a heavyweight in the struggle. Rachel, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Tom Dula, our able deputy sec for the Ethics Commission. I can see that. Are you hearing me?
We hear you very well. 5 on
Okay.
5.
Yeah, the photograph seems not to be synchronizing. That's why I just had to do a background check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We hear
thank you very
you.
much,
Wow.
Ethics Commission, for inviting the Health and Social Services, the HSS, on ABC TV. I am here sitting in as the deputy, and at the same time, I want to really greet every Ambazonian, greet the ABC team for always being there for the Ambazonian people and making the news get to us at the right time and letting the people know what is really happening within and outside of Ambazonia. It is an excellent work, as well as the Ethics Commission that has taken up to itself, already standing up in its responsibility, already preparing grounds for the nation where people are really dying. The nations, the enemy is working hard to kill almost everyone that is called Ambazonia. But notwithstanding, Ambazonians are Ambazonians, and we will continue to work as Ambazonians. We will build Ambazonia for Ambazonians. Let them gather themselves together. They will say a thing, it shall not stand. They will kill us, but they will not kill our spirit. They will gossip us, but they will not gossip. They will not kill the spirit that is within us, the gift, the resources that God has given us. Let them kill. The day will come where they will not be able to kill anybody. And then the sword of justice will face them. Thank you for the minute of silence you've already taken for our brothers and sisters who have gone very onto their untimely grave, to early graves in Manfe. It touches me because that very street, that very quarter, I know it very well. I was 5 years in Manfe. Every structure there I see, it faces, I know there, and it is really, really heartbreaking. But we thank our ethics commission for making it possible that we are able to sit again once more to talk about things concerning this is the HSS. And if you look at it very well, this is an episode that concerns the HSS, because there are families that are already traumatized. There are families that are, we don't even, thank God for the knowledge, the wisdom, and the resources that there's work on ground. So thank you again, Dr. Tom Dula, Deputy in the Ethics Commission. I greet every Ambazonian people, 21 gun salute to our valiant fighters. And I look forward to meet the other panelists, my SOS, Dr. Tita, who will be joining us in a short while. We will proceed according to your programs. Thank you, Dr. Tomdula.
Thank you very much, Amaricha. Yes, as rightly put it. I mean, we've been witnessing this nightmare for over 7 years now, especially our people on the home front. And they should rest assured we are pushing every button out here. The world knows about our plight, and we are gaining grounds towards achieving our total independence. So our next panelist is Dr. Tita around. Still to come in. Okay, seems not. All right. So today we are going to talk about our future healthcare system in Ambazonia. Mark you, Southern Cameroon's Amazonia was once autonomous before the unholy alliance with La République du Cameroon over 62 years ago. And we had a thriving and vibrant and well-organized health system, starting with health awareness in the families, in schools, and hygiene was topmost on the agenda. We had sanitary prefects going house to house, ensuring that things were done properly, and our hospitals, our health centers were equipped with well-qualified staff, and the health system was not corrupt as what we know in La République du Cameroon, not chaotic, disorganized, but well-structured. And that is what we intend to reintroduce in Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. First, my opening statement here. This year of Ethics for an Emerging Ambazonia is spotlighting on ethical issues plaguing Ambazonians at home and abroad. The more Ambazonians engage in discussions on ethical issues now, the better our chances for an excellent short transition period post-recognition. Applied knowledge and the right mindset is the most powerful force in nation building. There is no liberty without morality. We are equipping ourselves with the necessary knowledge and molding the right mindset during this period of war. And before we dive into our discussions for today, a short recap of what was done in the last episode. The last episode of Ethics for an Emerging Nation, we had our able barrister Timothy Mbesera, who gave a wonderful presentation on our ethics complaint form, because we in Ambazonia have it that if problems arise in our independence quest, you don't just go out there on social media shouting out and making audios with accusations and counter-accusations for the consumption of Ambazonians and non-Ambazonians alike, especially our enemies, the coup plotters, and La République, our killers, and all their enablers who use all that to get back at us. So there's a structured way to levy complaint against whomever, starting with your local ethics commission in your county or LGA, or you bring it directly to the National Ethics Commission through writing, through a complaint form which was presented last week. And every county has a copy of that form. And that is how problems are to be, complaints are to be tabled in a written form. On that complaint form, there will be your name, of course, the person you're accusing, what you're accusing that person of, and your witnesses and your proofs. And when the Ethics Commission have your complaint, then the person being complained against will be notified and will respond to that. So then afterwards, we will see if the case can be brought up or should be brought up for mediation to the Ethics Commission. So that form is there, and we will send copies in all the Ambazonian forums that people can get to. So that was, and we discourage people going out as activists and making audios, levying accusations and calling names out there without proof. Even if you have like proof, whatever, you bring it so that we talk about it in-house and see what problems there are. Sometimes there are misunderstandings that can be solved after a mediation. So please respect that form. Everybody respects it. Our president, our former vice president, they have had humbled themselves and had to come to the Ethics Commission to answer questions. So all 8 million Ambazonians, there are no exceptions to this rule. So we will start now with the first issue. Marichel, you are a renowned expert in social services, not only where you are based here in Europe, but you've proven it time and again all these years while taking care of our Ambazonian refugees, prisoners, and so on. I would like you to tell Ambazonians how the present situation of social services in Ambazonia under the occupation of La Republique, and most importantly, how we envisage the situation in our future independence Ambazonia. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Tomdola. Thank you very much. I greet everyone. I greet all the viewers. Again, I welcome you for making that time to sit down and just maybe listen, and at this point in time, share your video, share this program, with fellow Amazonians. Invite friends in your living room to listen and follow up accordingly. You know, there's one thing. If you look at the structure um, of how Ambazonia, let me just take this portion of Ambazonia, which is the northern zone, the southern zone of, let me call it to the terms that people may not want to hear, what people know as the Northwest and the Southwest, for which we have refused to be marginalized, we refuse to be called by a name that we do not give ourselves. For a very long time, Ambazonians have been brought up in a way that little or no persons really know about what is social system, what is a social service, what is a social security, what is a social responsibility, what is it that is theirs, what is a responsibility of the state to its citizens. Because the way the people have been structured from time immemorial is that you are being given and you should be thankful for whatever thing you receive. When you see it, you should be grateful. When you see pipe-borne water coming to to your village, you should be jumping up. When you see a hospital, if you even see medication to buy, you should be really grateful. If your child is going to school, it's because government has decided to open one government primary school in one remote area, whereby nobody, they don't even, they just send somebody there to go and be the headmaster, not thinking who is going to be the teacher, So when people see a school or something, hospital coming to them, is a health, how do they call those things again? A health center coming to them. They are so joyful. They begin to say, "Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Minister. Thank you." They're just being thankful all the days of their lives. So it is that same thing that has led people to, even in this time of war, people are unable to distinguish what is rightful, what they should do as their right as human beings, as according to the Human Rights Declaration. So much so that when there is war, people even see where to lay their head. They are thankful. Where in the even when they see the enemy coming towards them, they rush to the enemy, seeking for help, not being able to distinguish the right thing to do. So we all know how precarious the system has been. But to say what is the social condition, the war has created difficult living conditions, difficult standards for people from the already poor existing conditions that people were living in. People have been displaced, people have been killed, people have been turned into refugees, some have become prisoners, some have just left home and gone to unknown destinations. If you look at the west coast of Africa, Ambazonians are scattered in all of those countries. The south eastern coast, Ambazonians are scattered everywhere. What are they looking for? They are looking for ways to hide their head. In a nutshell, because there were no standard, let me say, hospital, no standard churches. Even during the war, the church, which is supposed to be the safest place where people could run onto, as the Bible says, they run unto me and they are safe. The church even became the worst place for people to even run onto, because even into the church, they will come and they kill you. The schools, which are supposed to be places where children could go and hide their heads, it has become the military camp of the enemy, where they kill poor girls, they rape children, they rape mothers, they kill the
Hello?
they kill the whole system. So it is a, yeah, are you getting me?
We get you now.
Yeah, it is a kind of, okay, thank you. You know, my internet is oh yeah.
Hello, my Rachel?
It's a kind of, it's an insult
Yeah, we
for some
get you.
to even talk about any social sin. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Are you
I
hearing
hear you very well.
me?
I hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, okay. Yeah, there are so many. So this is the system I was saying. You see all the social is the facilities where in a time of war where people could have rushed to, they turned them also to war torn. The schools became military centers and the streets became very unsafe. Orphanages became so unsafe. So in this present situation, it is even very cold. But still, in this very situation, under this condition, it is even very difficult to talk about um, safety, to talk about any social service, but not with the government yes, in its way for the lessons that we have come and we know the importance, the relevance, the for for things to be put in place in time of war. That is why we have been able to be responsible to look every corner where we have IDPs, to look for us, have our children, look for centers like the refugee, the different centers that Nigeria taking responsibility. It is not a smooth path, but the way it has been structured from time to time, the HSS has reached out refugees in Nigeria. Say, if we want to start with if I should start with refugees, have been the fact they have scattered all around Nigeria. We are able to reach few the numbers that we can reach. We also used to see how when it comes to food distribution, when it comes to medication, when it comes to all of what is needed, coupled with the fact that financial resources are limited, but the HSS and the interim government is already structured in a way that we have already identified our the victims and our more vulnerable people. So you go the same things to people who are locked up for as long as they have been locked up. Times that we reach out to them, it is not early years. It was better because I can speak on that very highly, where things had not gone mixed up with coup plotters here and there, blacklegging here and there, and people not knowing who to look up to. But then we still try to reach out to the people in prison, and we keep appealing to them that they, in their own nature, they should also when necessary. The two-way thing. We are not the interim government is exile here in the diaspora. They are the people on home front, and they should be the one to be letting us know what is really at stake. So at the right time and the due season, we'll be able to respond to their needs. It might not be 100%. I'm not saying here that it is being done 100% or everyone is rich, everyone is satisfied. There is a lot to be done, much work to be done, that we still need many hands to come on board, because social service is not number matter in social service. What we are doing at the prison in Menda, in Bafusa, in Wala, Konsa, in Yoko, in Fu, in Kondengi, 1 and 2, and the different centers, 1 or 2 or 3 persons are not doing numbers. So that is even we have the we need representatives coming
Hmm.
from the LGA they could try where and give us we might so during the average is who. There's a lot of data is required. So you know that is that we have, especially when it comes to idealized persons. More than how many thousands of people of thousands of Amazonians have been displaced within, have decided to go and cohabit even with the rapists. So this is
Maricha,
another.
you are breaking.
I
Hello? Maricha?
I can hear you.
Okay,
Can you hear
yes,
me?
yes, yes. I hear you now. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you
Can you
now. Yes. Please go ahead.
you hear me?
Yes, Maricha, I
Yeah.
hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So, so at this presentation, what um, what social entails um, in this during this let me say within this war period. We identify terrorism, refugees, the prisoners, the IDPs, the wounded, all of this um, vulnerable, the for now we have been at their urgent.
Hello? Yeah,
Deal with it.
sorry.
It's
All
not
of us having problem.
the whole response has not been reached. Yes, it's because it's not under an identified structure.
Ma Rachel, your line keeps breaking. I don't know, maybe you log out and log in again.
You hearing me?
We hear you now, but you keep breaking.
I don't know.
You come and go. Maybe you log out and log in again. Will be better.
Can someone are you, are you, oh yeah.
Okay. Ma Rachel, please
Hear
log out
me?
and log in again.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I don't know.
Okay, sorry, we lost her there. Yeah, so to our next topic, we are to see how we will have a very good healthcare system in post-war Ambazonia, in an independent Ambazonia very soon. And we have to talk about how the government should see to it that we have a structured and organized healthcare system with well-qualified personnel. So I think, the government has a very primordial role to play here. We only just have to look at the chaos that is going on in La Republique
Me?
and
Yeah,
partly in southern Cameroon also.
yeah.
Ma Rachel, please log out and log in again. Okay, good. Sorry for the short break. As I was saying, there is chaos in what we call the healthcare system in La Republique, and consequently in southern Cameroon's Ambazonia, which is still under occupation by the La Republique Foreign Force. At times you come to hospital, you don't know who is the nurse and who is the doctor. And patients, how they are treated, not quite well. The patients come, they pay consultation fee, they pay for all medical exams, they pay to see the doctor, if at all he or she can be seen, and they pay for all the expenses that they are to incur, and for all what the materials to be used, be it for their operation or for the medication, because there is hardly any health care that the people healthcare insurance that the people have. And on top of that, there is much laxitude on the side of the government to control that. You've got corruption at every level, even in the hospital also. So in the future Ambazonia, those are things we will not only frown upon, but institute laws that are valid for everybody, that everybody should follow. Patients will be educated on their rights and their duties, of course. You pay for your services and you have the right to those services and to quality service. And malpractices will be frowned upon, because if you go to La République du Cameroon, there are laws on how to deal with malpractice of medical personnel, of doctors towards patients, but they hardly get implemented. And many patients, they do not know their rights. They do not know that if you have like a tooth extraction, the next day everything is swollen, part of you can't feel, you have some numbness on part of your face, then that should be directly connected to that operation, and then you go back to that doctor and say, hey, what's happening here? And that doctor, he or she has that responsibility to take care of that. And failure to do so, you can take that person to court eventually, or at least there is a place in the hospital that will have to see to your rights. But we hardly have that in La République. So those are things that the government will be called upon not only to make those laws in future Ambazonia, but to be implemented, and swift sanctions, immediate sanctions levied upon those doing malpractices, those not doing their jobs well, and the patients will be educated on their rights in hospital as patients. So those are some of the things that are to be expected from the government. And of course, the ethical code of conduct for those holding office will be especially very important for the medical personnel, starting with doctors, nurses, and everybody working in the medical field, because you are dealing with human beings, you are dealing with people, and we expect that you have that high moral standard that you elicit when dealing with patients. So, and practices which are happening now, like patients being shouted at, or a distressed nurse or medical doctor letting out his or her anger on patients, that will not be tolerated in a future Ambazonia. So I don't know if Dr. Tita, our other guest, is in now. If he's in, then please welcome you on board. Dr. Tita is the Secretary of State for the Department of Health and Social Services, HSS, has been doing a wonderful job up till now, and is here to talk to us about the future healthcare system in Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. So Dr. Tita, if you are around, please introduce yourself. Okay, good. It seems he's not yet in. While we wait for him to come in, and for Mauritius technical problem to be resolved. We will now move on another segment, and that is, we have the healthcare system. It's not only the medical personnel, the government that have to see to a smooth running of the healthcare system, but the ordinary Ambazonian citizen also. And they will have to be educated on all this, on how to go about it. So how do they contribute in all this? True, because they say prevention is better than cure. So you conduct yourself and in such a way that diseases don't come about in the first place. Live a healthy lifestyle, avoid smoking, excess alcohol, do regular exercises, and above all, you practice cleanliness and hygiene at home, and do community-based initiatives, take community-based initiatives to that effect. Back in the days in an autonomous Southern Cameroons in the 50s, the 60s, there used to be community labor with whole villages, whole towns having appointed days, coming together to do some community labor that on a project that benefits the whole community, like digging wells or erecting public toilets and doing such things, and seeing to it that cleanliness be respected at public squares, public places, cleaning roads and all that. So those are the things that the ordinary Ambazonian can do to further hygiene. And we used to have sanitary prefects who will go from house to house and see to it that people, the hygiene is well respected, the public toilets, the private toilets are well taken care of, so that there should not be like contamination with flies that can carry diseases from human waste to humans, and how wells are dug that there be potable, clean water, and such things, and even at the marketplace, that hygiene be respected, so that the food that is being sold is not contaminated. If it is, then they get, the sanitary prefects were very, very strict. They get thrown away, and those people are fined for it. So welcome, Dr. Tita. Welcome on board. Thanks a lot for coming, Dr. Tita, the SOS for the Department of Health and Social Services. Thank you for all your wonderful work for Ambazonia up till now. And of course, in the future, we welcome you on board. Without having much to do, please introduce yourself before you dive into the topic of how you envisage the future healthcare in in an independent Ambazonia. Thank you.
Greetings, Dr. Ndula. Greetings, my partner in crime, Ma Rachel. Is she still there in studio? Greetings to our ABC team, our great team at ABC that works hard tirelessly every day. I greet everyone in the Ethics Commission. I'm so sorry, I've had some technical challenges this morning. Just difficulty to even get to this studio where I am, and just setting up and getting on air. It's been about a year since we came up on this show last year, I think sometime in April 29th, to talk about the visionary healthcare program that the president is putting in place for Ambazonia. But before I say a word here, on behalf of the department, we saw all the images that came up from Mamfe. We are deeply, deeply saddened by those images. Our condolences go out to our brothers and sisters there in Mamfe and in Manu, in particular, that have been affected by another yet La République du Cameroon massacre in Ambazonia. Mamfe or Manu in general is one of the counties in this struggle that have stood strong against La République du Cameroon colonialism in Ambazonia. But one thing I can assure our people on the ground is that La République du Cameroon will pay woefully for all of these crimes that are being committed in the ground. I really would like to applaud all of our brothers and sisters that stood up and said they had to protest against this massacre that has been committed by La République du Cameroon. And the worst thing is that after they commit these atrocities, they come back with their armor cars in the communities and want to act like they're there to protect the communities. I think enough is enough. We have all seen them, and we know that they're not there to protect the community. Our communities are unsafe with their presence there, with this colonial military. It's about time they pack and go. They would. I know they're very frustrated, out of frustration, out of the fact that they've not been able to deliver as they thought they would. Ambazonians have stood tall. Mamfe in particular. Where is the cocoa going? It's not going to La République du Cameroon anymore. In Mamfe, in Manu in particular, they have shown La République du Cameroon that Manu does not belong to them. And they need to go. They will go. Or sooner or later, you know. So, but back again to this show. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure and an honor to be back here with the Ethics Commission. I mean, setting the ball rolling for Ambazonia. I'm not going to say for future Ambazonia because we are living it right now at the moment. I think the colonial administrators don't have that much time anymore on their sides to be in Ambazonia, and they've exceeded their time, and they will be packing out very shortly out of our territory. So at the Department of Health and Social Services, under the leadership of the President, His Excellency Dr. Samuel Ikomesako, taking the visionary leadership from the President, we're already setting ground, they're setting the ball rolling for what we would be doing post-recognition or post-La République du Cameroon negotiation, whichever one comes first. They better come to the negotiation table instead of us getting this recognition, before we get this recognition, because once we get this recognition, there will not be any talk of negotiation with La République du Cameroon. Remember, we are not fighting for separation. This is not a fight to separate from La République du Cameroon. We are fighting against colonization and colonialism. Colonization was a crime in the early 60s or the 50s, and is still a crime today. So La République is committing a crime staying in Ambazonia with all its administrators and its military, and the better pack and leave. So sooner or later it will be gone. So, but yes, I can talk about some of these things all day. One of the things I first want to inform Ambazonians is the team that we have here at the level of the interim government. I mean, we have a phenomenal team. When you talk about patriotic Ambazonians, just like you see here at the level of communication. You see how committed our ABC team or our communication department is. If you go to the National Treasury, you see how committed our National Treasury team is with Ma Irene as the Secretary of State there of the National Treasury, and Comrade Abuno, who is the Deputy Secretary. If you go to the level of the judiciary, you see how committed Senior Barrister team is. You see him here on this program every day, almost every day, talking on ABC. All the team members there at the judiciary, and also here at Ethics Commission. You see here they are already setting the standards, and I can assure the Amazonian people that the standards are extremely high. What I'm going to say is that with the leadership of the president, Dr. Sako Ikome, that we all know, Amazonia is not fighting for recognition to just be another failed state or country in Africa. Get this right. Amazonia is fighting for recognition, where to have a state that will have so much value and ethical standard. Amazonia will be the standard of Africa, where most countries will want to be a part of. And I'm saying this very clearly and paying focus on attention of the Department of Health and Social Services. What we and the other team, what we are all putting together in place is where everyone in Africa will want, instead of traveling to Europe or America to come and give birth or have their babies here or get some treatment here, to go to India, they would rather come to Amazonia for their treatment, because we are bringing in patriotic Amazonians with expert knowledge, training, and skills that is needed for a new nation like ours. That I can assure you that we have behind these two faces that you see here, behind Ma Rachel and myself, my humble self. There are so many other healthcare practitioners in the background that are working together for a state-of-the-art 21st century healthcare system and social system that we're going to have in the country. Now, I'm going to say this, I'm truly blessed that we have Ma Rachel here with the department. As Dr. Ndula had informed you guys, Ma Rachel have a training and a background in social services. So rest assured that Amazonia is going to be having one of the best social systems you'll find in Africa and across the world. And I say this without any doubt, because we have looked into and we have currently gone through the health and social systems in other African countries like Rwanda, like Botswana, like South Africa, and neighboring Nigeria is there too, without not much of a big system. And also we've looked into the health and social systems in the United Kingdom, in America, where I am fully based, where I had training and education, and in Austria, where Ma Rachel is, in Canada as well, because sometimes people say Canada has sometimes the best systems. We're also looking into India as well, the healthcare and social systems that they have in place, to make sure that we deliver on the president's promise for a state-of-the-art 21st century health and social service systems that we can have in Amazonia. Why not? We have the resources. We have the resources, both natural resources and human and financial resources, for us to have a state-of-the-art 21st century healthcare and social service system. So yes, so those are some of the things that we are going to be touching on this program today, and I'm really grateful that the Ethics Commission is able to organize this show. I really like to thank the ABC team, Ma Emma, who is the director of ABC, for creating this time slot for us to come on ABC. My brother, Director Paddy, who is working 24 hours on the background. Thank you so much. Paddy is the director of news there at ABC, for putting this show together. But every time you see us here, know that we are coming with important information for our people, and take everything that we're saying very seriously, because this is for Amazonia. And let no one tell you that anything we're saying is impossible. It's very possible with from where we are staying, the life we are living here in abroad. I mean, all of these things could be done there in on the ground in no time, and very not even too costly, because Amazonia is not going to be a nation of corrupt individuals. That will not happen. That Largluju Cameroon system there will not, that corruption over there will not, no little bit will seep over into Amazonia, because we have a very strong ethics commission that's headed by Maduro Tingwa and my brother Dr. Thomas Ndula, that will make sure that the ethical standards of Amazonia are held up really high. Remember that the ethical standards of a people is what builds a nation, because the people are the ones that rules the country. So we value everything that we are doing. So I know I'm talking too much. I've not even started getting into what I am actually supposed to say. And
thank you very much, Dr. Rita.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. You will have another opportunity. Still have some few minutes left. So thank you very much. I mean, so I mean, you people can see with Dr. Tita at the helm is speaking not just from experience, but from solid plans that we know is in the shelves of the Department of HSS for an ultra-modern healthcare system in the future Amazonia. Yeah, Marichel, thank you. You're back. Yes, with what you presented to Amazonia earlier and what we've heard from Dr. Tita now himself, can you confidently tell us that if all of that is implemented, we'll have a very good social service system, one of the best in Africa? So, over to you.
Yeah,
Speak shortly.
that is for sure. That is for sure, Doc. You know, everything depends on the people. If you want to go out there to get a white shirt, you will not go to the section where you have black, blue, gray, or something. You will look for where you have white, and you work hard to have it. So what SOS Dr. Tita is just saying here, I'm just laughing because I talk with him every day, and it's just, I ask him, do you have a script in front of you? When something is engraved in you, when something is already engraved in you, it is difficult. So anytime, any day, you will just get up and be able to just be dishing it out there. A lot of things have been said. Another thing I would want to add here is that Amazonians will be having a blueprint where they themselves will hallmark it, as it will be Amazonian for Amazonians. This health system, we might have been, or we are studying other people, not just because we want to see how successful they are or how they have failed, but we want to pick, we want to filter, we want to sift and pick out that fine one for Amazonians, because Amazonians are people, as I said before, who have hardly really enjoyed any social services. Anything that came was with the tag to say thank you, Mr. Minister, thank you for the road, thank you for the hospital, thank you for the school, thank you for even water to drink. They come and bore a well hole. People will be thanking the minister of whatsoever, thanking the delegate. They subject the people to a kind of derogatory, poor, not knowing what is wrong from what is right, not even being able to work towards successful goals. But as we say, what are the plan of action that we are setting in short terms and long term? Amazonia is already blessed, as Dr. Tita said. This thing is a major project. HSS is a major project. Every other department is a major project, and I would term it an open-end project, because once you have a nation and people, the population grows, people are living and dying, the cycle continues. So it is difficult to say, this is, the goal is just, for example, when you want to define, you have to define your project goals. The main thing I want to define here is that this goal is to give Ambazonians the lifestyle, the standard of living that they deserve. What is their identity? This is the main goal. Primarily, even the whole system of going out there for our recognition, people sacrificing and dying, people living the kind low standards that they are living, is because they want to have something better. That is the major goal that we have. And what are some of the objectives? This is just to give the people the satisfaction to even exist as humans. Because the Amazonian people have really been dehumanized. They have been dehumanized, their identity stolen, their name stolen, their property stolen. Everything that pertains to Amazonia has been stolen. So if you see, their schools have been stolen, their judiciary has been stolen. Everything that could even make anybody look at Amazonia has been stolen. So when we are talking of plan of action for Amazonia, we will be identifying this thing and putting short and long term. The goals are long term, which is permanent and elastic, while the objectives will be the ones that are short term, static, that we can handle them immediately, and the effect will be seen. Our schools will be going as they should go. Our uniform is that blue and white that everybody knows. Our curriculum language is the English language that we have borrowed. Yes, we accept that one. That is what whom we are. We will continue with it. So there are other things, the ethical ways how things should be done within the Amazonian nation. Then you define your action steps. Some people are thinking now that, you people are talking, are we not were we not existing in Amazonia and functioning accordingly? No, these action steps will be the one that we will identify victims. Dr. Sister said we will identify those victims. Many people now are already really traumatized. When we were doing background check for this thing, Dr. Sister was just saying that is every Amazonian is going to be under a kind of some sort of medical check. Because if you've not lost somebody, you have lost a limb, you lost an eye, you lost an arm, you lost something. So we are going to define all these action steps whereby where are this category of people going to go? We are going to create centers. Which places are going to be those centers? Will all this will be in the policies within the department, equally in the government departments. We are also going to identify and prioritize our action items. Are they going to be that which is at the level of importance and urgency? Because something can be important, but it is not urgent. But when we prioritize them according to natural law, we are going to see that, okay, are we taking, first of all, our wounded? Are we taking away bringing our prisoners for rehabilitation? Are we taking our IDPs, our refugees to other centers so that they should rehabilitate? All these things. And we are going to define rules and responsibility. Who are going to be these people? Some people think that, oh, una for diaspora, una just dede, una the fool women will die so that una can't take this country. No, it is not us. In this plan of action, we will define roles. Are you a teacher? Are you a nurse? Are you a doctor? Are you whatsoever? Are you a housing manager? Are you a real estate person? All these people, roles and responsibilities will be defined by Amazonians for Amazonians. If you are a nurse somewhere, know that as the nation Amazonia is coming, identify your community, because you will be responsible for those people who will be under your jurisdiction. These are the plan of action that HSS has. that in the long run, as we are talking with Dr. Tita, we are going to make it in the blueprint, as I said, so that everybody, it should be as a handbook that you will be able to question and the government in place. We question the nation. Please, ladies and gentlemen, we should listen to ourselves. Some people may be having small money somewhere. They may be enjoying some benefits somewhere, but this is not whom you are supposed to be. You are more than that. Because nations in Africa, like Dr. Traore said, we have Botswana, Rwanda, South Africa. If you study their social system, you see what is ongoing there. They have housing system. They have schooling policies. So those are some of the things that are going to be implemented in the Amazonia that you and I, our brothers and sisters, some have even gone before us because of this. So we should not disappoint them. We should not let their blood go in vain. At the same time, we are going to set some smart rules. This is SMAR. It is a social science word, if you want to call it smart goals. Goals that they will be specific. What is HSS supposed to do? What is the social service, their responsibility at this point in time in this new nation of Amazonia? There will be specifics. We will not just take everything in place, just say because Amazonia don't get this country now, we'll just gather everything and we start working immediately. No, there are going to be specifics. And those things will be measurable at the same time. That is the M word for that thing. It will be measurable. Are we able? Do we have the finances? Do we have the backup? Do we have the volunteers? Do we have the sponsorship? We are going to measure all those things, and we'll make the program or the project. They should be admirable. That anybody that hears from outside the country will be attracted to say, okay, this is something captivating. I would like to sponsor the girl child. I will want to build some orphanages there. I will want to be a hospital just for rehabilitating amputated persons and all those things. So the goals we are going to set out here are going to be smart. They will be relevant, and we'll also set in this place. You will set time. The time here is timeless because the social services will be needed. Is needed now, even yesterday, is needed tomorrow and forever. So we're going to also set a timeline so that people should not take projects and sit on it. Oh, they don't tar Bamend and Bengri Road. 1 year, ngang. 2 years, 20 years, 25 years, 50 years. Oh, they are to build a hospital in Quen. People are waiting. The hospital never comes. This is not going to be the story for the Amazonia we are fighting for. Come to think of it. So that is why even if the social services is a department that is highly backed with ethical rules. When you are giving money to take care of orphans, you make sure you take care of them. Because if you don't, it will be there to prove the data, the assessment, the follow-up and evaluation, everything will be in this Amazonia. It will not be in the ones that people are used to that Nami I take money, say I go build that nursery school. And the nursery school never came. Nami I take money, say I go build that market. The market never came. Nami I take money, say I go build that park. The park never came. People, all these things are things that are embedded in the social services, where in the second segment, I am going to be talking on some of the principles. And in this part that Dr. Ndula asked me is, well, what are the short-term needs, the short-term goals? We are going to use our available resources, human resources, financial resources, the ones that are on ground. It's not me alone, or Dr. Ndula will leave the hospital here in Germany and rush to Amazonia. No, we have doctors that are there, Amazonian doctors that will sit in place, available resources, existing personnel in healthcare, in education, at school, health practitioners, insurance policies, and children and aging disability. All these things, we had them in Amazonia, but they have just been scattered and put aside. In the short term, we are going to identify all these vulnerable groups and bring them together and use the personnel on ground, whereby our mission hospitals will be open, our government hospitals, our private hospitals will be intact. Those are the structures the existing structures we are going to be using. The existing resources that will be for the short-term services, and then things like housing, employment, and all those things. They work hand in hand. So social services is not just a day's work, it's a continuity, it's work in progress. So I think that the other segment is for us talking about the long term, how it's going to be, or yeah, long term is that you and I have to be ready. We have to be ready. And by this
Yes.
time, the interim government is talking about um, I said it last year that we need 5 years to stabilize, because the first 2 years will be to bring these resources together. Then by the time the government in transition will be thinking of filing its way out, people must have gained some stability. Even the mentally psychologically traumatized ones must have been stabilized in a way to be able even to participate fully in an election for how the country will continue. At this level of long term, there should have already be stability. Then the sequence is progressional. People are seeing the evidence. Nothing is new under the sun. We will not be implementing what we have gathered all over the world and put together and do a testing, do assessment, and see how the policies are already working in compliance to government sustainable policies as well. So long
Okay.
term, yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
So by then we must have had things in our hand, hardware to continue working with. I hope I'll be able to bring the second segment of it, what we intend to do, and who are social workers, what they should do in specifics. So thank you. I hope I
Yes.
did not
Thank
take
you. Thank you very
much of
much.
our time. I was
Thank you
just
very much,
rushing.
Marichel, for that
Yeah,
that
thank you.
elaborate presentation. I mean, what you said is very, very true about our people on home front. They are the ones bearing the brunt of this fight every day. We are here out here and knocking every doors, raising our voices. We know when you people raise your voices, then that is tantamount to a death sentence upon you. So we want you people to stay low and allow our brave restoration forces. They will do their best to protect you against the genociders coming to kill you. So mommy and papa then would want me make a more know, and we brother and sister them for home front for Ambazonia. Say country now all we get them, especially una day for day una every day una the see how una picking that they die una brother and sister then they die. Well, a republic people that they come for can't kill them, then they get the right for fight back. So that country now all we get them, and when we get independence more time, now all we go sit on down, then decide how things they go ahead. Now wanna be the absolute majority for the now all we go decide, especially wanna. So no person, no day way it will be left behind. I just say we will therefore outside here, if we talk, we'll stay alive. If we not talk plenty, then I wanna die because we no want see all wanna for boya alive. So, yes, thank you, Dr. Tita. Back
Yes, doc.
to you. Yes, you outlined, I mean, how wonderful our health system would be. And I would like you to make Amazonians and the world alike know how, I mean, comparing with the other healthcare systems, I mean, in America, in Europe here, and wherever, how competitive we would be in Africa and in the world at large, how the standard will be. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ndula, for that question. I really want to thank Ma Rachel for that detailed presentation. I mean, she said a lot of stuff. I don't know if everyone is paying attention to the details that she just said. It's a lot of things. And one of the things I want to say here is that Amazonians should not be deceived, because sometimes you know, our spoilers, they might come and they say, hey, don't listen to what Dr. Tita or Marashe are saying as far as your healthcare is concerned. This is impossible. I'm going to be very honest with Ambazonia, because we know those spoilers. They are paid to do that job, and that's what they spend all of their time to do. But I want to assure Ambazonians that whatever we're putting into place right now is not impossible. These are things that we have seen in other countries, or basically we are basically living it in the diaspora, in the countries that we find ourselves in. I must tell you that it's an amazing opportunity for me to be here in America, or to have even gone to school here in America, seeing the system. Just seeing the system, how good the system is and how well they treat the Americans, makes me even want to fight more, so that our people can be free, so our people can live a better life with all of the resources that they have. So I really want to assure fellow Ambazonians that we are working tirelessly to make sure that we get the recognition that Ambazonians need in the quickest time possible. And not only that, to make sure that we fully deliver as far as the healthcare and social service systems are concerned in Ambazonia, because this is our own little notch that we have to focus on. So we work tirelessly every day to make sure that we put this system in place. Very soon, not too far from today, like Marasha was saying, we're going to have a blueprint, a little sketchy, somewhat, I'm going to say, because once we put that out from the department, we're going to allow fellow Ambazonians to come in and chip in as well, because those things are going to go public, and we allow room for anyone to criticize or make suggestions, or room on how, as far as the system is concerned, so everybody can give in their own input, as far as that is concerned. But in regards to the question, your question, Dr. Ndula, and the healthcare systems and services, you agree with me that we're going to have these things in different phases, because the first thing, as Marasha was saying, post recognition, post or negotiation, we will be focusing on our people. The health of fellow Ambazonians is our greatest wealth as a nation. So for us, at the level of the Department of Health and Social Services, we value this a lot, and we're putting together this structure or this system that is going to help us making sure that we deliver post recognition, because then we're going to be free to come into our country, into Ambazonians, and help our people, to provide them with the needs that the things that they need. Now, for this to happen, we're going to have to set up a crisis management team. Initially, this is the first phase. We're going to have a crisis management team, because first thing, post recognition, we want all of our people to go back home. I mean, those that are refugees in neighboring African country, and for us to make sure that we bring healthcare to our people. I'm going to say, remember what I'm saying here is that in a new Ambazonia post recognition, we are setting up systems and structures where we will bring healthcare to our people. So it's not our people going to look for healthcare in somewhere, like you have to leave from either your local government area to another local government area to go and seek treatment, or you have to leave from your communities to another area to go and seek treatment. We will be bringing healthcare to the communities. So we're going to have to set up this healthcare crisis management team. There are going to be two of them. They're going to be two different ones. There's going to be team A, that is going to be on the ground, the foot soldiers on the ground that are going into the communities and using the communities' healthcare facilities or centers that we will put in place, or we can register as a government to make sure that they provide treatment to our people within their local communities or within their LGA. So you're not living from one local community or LGA to go to another to get treatment. So that's team A, which is on the ground. And this team A is going to make up of all of the healthcare professionals, different healthcare professionals that are there. Those are the nurses, the doctors, and maybe the physician assistants, and the nurse practitioners, they're going to go down on the ground. Those are people that food soldiers will be on the ground there and making sure that people get the treatment. And then we're going to have a crisis management team of Team B. The Team B are those that are providing visual support, those that are going to be online, either providing via phone or via Zoom or via the internet or online, that they can provide support in a situation where there's an area where we can have technicians there but not actual practitioners. They can either provide consultation as well online. So it's a big program. It's not something small. And the incorporation of the diaspora healthcare professionals is one of our biggest suit. We have great experts on the ground. I talk to physicians on the ground that are working on their foot soldiers there on the ground, going within into the communities. We talk to all of these human rights organizations on the ground that are going there on the ground. They're working, they're doing so much for our people, but what we're going to have in addition is the diaspora healthcare professionals that they're going to come in to volunteer to help to make sure that we get our people get as much treatment as possible so we can as possible, you know. So we're going to have that team. So there's two sections. There's one that's going to be on the ground and one that's going to be in the diaspora virtual. And then those that are going to be on the ground, like I said, they're going in the communities to make sure that they look for people that have either bleeding, excessive bleeding with wounds that have not been treated, because a lot of those wounds that have people that have been shot and don't receive treatment, we have to make sure that we go into the community and look for them. Those dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, anxiety, you know, pain, excessive pain, those that have been tortured within the community, and those that are disabled and that need some kind of treatment. So we have this team that goes on the ground like an emergency team with the treatment and with medications and everything, first aid things that they need in order to provide these services. So that's going to be like the first phase of our going to the ground. Now, why our other teams are going to be working now in the system. I think last year when we came to the last show, we presented a system that have the healthcare structural system that have been put together by the Directorate of Healthcare Policy. That stated clearly on how our primary systems, healthcare systems, would look like secondary and tertiary systems. I mean, we're working extremely hard to make sure that the healthcare system we will have in Amazonia, not only healthcare, but social service system as well, beats everyone in any other system that you find in Africa, and also competes with the systems you'll find in America or Canada or India, like most people go over there in India. I want to assure every fellow Amazonians to know that with the leadership of the president, Amazonia is not fighting for recognition to be an average nation. You're fighting to be the best that we can have, and we can assure you that we can deliver on that promise. You know, post recognition, once we have the freedom to be able to govern ourselves and to be able to go down on the ground. So the healthcare systems, the structures is already there. We already know how, who, or when to use to bring in these new structures. Post-recognition, knowing the fact that we are dealing with the people that have gone through enormous physical and psychological pain. We know that we are dealing with people that have gone through torture. We've seen the average family have seen someone killed in their family by the colonial regime. We know that these are the people that we have, and we're going to treat them like, you know, our everything. So we have to make sure that they get the right treatment, you know. So post recognition. So immediately post recognition, like Mara just said, we're going to be looking at the treatment. We're going to be looking at rehabilitation. We're going to be looking at reconstruction and new construction. So there are a lot of new things that will be coming into place that, of course, most people have not seen, or most even African countries have not seen, or very few have seen. So we're bringing in a really good system and an advanced system to provide care for our people. Thank you so much, Dr. Zula.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tita. Well said, because I mean, a team on the ground and then a virtual team outside. That is practically, it's like, I mean, all this aid we are receiving as a so-called third world country. Whereas, I mean, if you look at our natural wealth, we are actually like a second world country. I mean, much more advanced than that. That will be
First
taken care
living.
of by our people on the external, I mean, outside the country. So that's a wonderful, that's a nice system. So,
Yes.
yeah, before I come back to you shortly, Mara, shall we have some few minutes more left? There is this part which we always like to quote out of our ethical code of conduct for Ambazonians so that they know how things run about, how to ethically conduct themselves in a free Ambazonia, not only in a free Ambazonia, but now, right now, even in the diaspora, anybody holding any post of responsibility and any average Ambazonian. So, yeah, so it's about Know Your Ethics Code segment. And today it will be a section 4.3 of the Ethical Code of Conduct that will be read out. So before I do that, Marichel, you have briefly some few minutes, like 3 minutes, just present to us what you wanted to talk about this second phase of social services back home before I come to this patriotic statement, and then we all give our closing remarks. Just some few minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Ndula. Thank you again, and fellow viewers. Thank you for making our time to be here. I know it's a time where many people are still at work. Some are rushing home, and some are coming back, and some are going. So, but notwithstanding, thank you very much for just being there. The thing is that Ambazonia is a spirit, and nobody can take away one spirit. Some people are thinking that, oh, we should first of all let the country first of all come. No. When you know that you are in the rainy season, when you are leaving your house, you go with your umbrella. You don't wait for the rain to start falling on you before you rush home to go and get umbrella. It will not work. You go along with your umbrella. When you are a farmer, you sow seed today, you know that next year you are harvesting. It is the same in nation building. If you are a visionary, a visionnaire, I don't know whether it's French or German now, which one. If you are a visionnaire, so to say, you will know that
Yes.
I have to start planning for my children, or I have to start planning for my nation. I have to plan. If you want to take a course, you plan. You don't just get up in the morning and say, I want to go. You will reach at every university with all the money you have. Nobody will take you because they must have closed. It's the same thing with this nation of Ambazonia. We start building it now. So don't say until Ambazonia will come before you start. When? That is when you have something that you were not prepared for. You did not lay down institutions. You did not build structures. You did not write blueprints that you can hand out for people to read and start following. It will be difficult. My brothers and sisters, I read some comments online. Some people say, no, we should first of all get the nation. We have the nation. We have it. We have
Exactly.
it. Convict yourself that you have it. From there, you will start working very hard. Because all these things that we are saying, we are not just, if you know work, the work that is going behind, some people will not see there. We are not doing any propaganda here to please ourselves or to just lie to our fellow brothers. If Amazonia were a lie, will the enemy La Republic go and be killing our people? They would have been looking at us and be laughing at us. They'll say, see this one, see this mumu there, what are they doing? But they are doing everything because they want to steal your vision from you. That's why they'll even want to kill, just do all kinds of things, destroy everything, so that you will say, "Hey, let me just stay in this my mediocre corner." That is not it, brothers and sisters. This institution that we are saying, if you know you are a social worker already, managing in Amazonia, whether you are an administrator in managerial matters, know that you have that skill and knowledge about social policies. You will be able to deliver in the social services in the best policy. I know most of you, because I'm in contact with many, there some down there. The principles they know, the knowledge they have, but where are the facilities? Where is that freedom for them to be able to really function the way they should function? Many have studied in universities in Ghana,
Yeah.
Gambia, Nigeria, in Europe and America. They have what it takes, but then they cannot function because it is something that you always have to bribe under to be able to get a place. And even when you get there, they will not give you the
Okay.
resources to work. So, brothers and sisters,
Mhm.
we are talking this Amazonia because Amazonians are skillful people, intelligent people all over the world who have what it takes to be able to deliver for a nation of their own. And these social workers, for example, are people who have vision for planning. Because social workers will plan your in the housing and planning department, you have social workers there because they get to know the community. Whether it's schools, they know where to plan the schools. Whether it's in the market, they know all those things to do. There are also people who are committed to social work ethics and value. That if they should give you a housing project, you should build the community as it should be. So, and if you don't start
Yeah, thank you.
incorporating, because many people are used to say, "Nama compound this, Nama papa I compound this." Yes, we are not refusing papa compound and mommy compound, but when it comes to say this is government is allocating and building houses for the community. Those are when you say you have government lands, it's not for the mayor or the government, the senior divisional officer. Let me use their terms to start sharing it and selling it amongst people. Government land means there will be government schools, but if people don't have ethical values and ethical responsibility, they will sell even their own children, and which
Mhm.
is what they are doing.
Yeah, you're right.
They will sell
You're
even
right.
their, they will kill even their own because this ethical value is missing. But if you are somebody, an administrator in ethical managerial team and value, you will know that the policies that you will write and put on the ground should be carried out accordingly. So if
Yes,
you do
thank
not
you.
have this
Thank you
ethical
very much.
background, you should be able to understand people's behavioral pattern. You know, when you want to give somebody a contract, you should send him to a psychologist. Let him sit in front of him and let him be able to give his reasons why he thinks that he should be the person to be given that contract. Just the way he will be talking, the psychologist in the social field is going to know that this man is worth it. These are some of the things that we see. But sometimes people now recruit people because you are my cousin, because nama mommy, sister, pikin can't take the office without any knowledge. It is not welcome. It's not going to be welcome in Amazonia. And then
Thank you
another
very
thing
much.
that
Thank you.
okay, Dr.
Yes.
Tom, thank you. Time is running out of us.
Yes,
We
yes.
have to
You'll
do
give
this
one last,
together.
you'll have one last statement in your closing remarks because we are running out of time. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. So, for this patriotic statement, patriotic segment, it's today we are going to read a segment concerning the acceptance of gifts as a government official, or when you're working for the government, working on behalf of the Amazonian people, wherever. You don't just accept any types of gifts because it might be bound with some services that you have to render, and that would be conflict of interest. That would be a form of bribery and corruption. So so you have to avoid that. So to read it shortly, incidental benefits obtained as a result of goods and services purchased with official funds. Many commercial organizations offer free gifts to anyone using their services. If possible, incidental benefits which would not typically be available to the general public under the same arrangement are to be used only by the administration, and under no circumstances should individual elected members and/or employees avail themselves to these benefits for personal use beyond established parameters. So that's to say, I mean, you should be careful what you accept as gifts as a government official, and if at all you accept it, if you're in doubt, you contact your boss. In every department, every organization, there will be an ethical department which you can contact for that. So we've come to the end of our show. I mean, I thank you all for the wonderful presentation, Dr. Tita, on top of his game as usual, and Ma, Rachel, I mean, two heavyweights in the health and social services. So now please for some short closing remarks, first with you, Dr. Tita.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ndula. Thank you for reading that ethical standards day. Whether we choose to accept a gift or not has to do with the choices we make. This is the greatest part as far as ethics is concerned. What you choose to do when something happens, or when there's a call for your attention, or when things are brought up to you, it's very important. It tells the type of person that we are as an individual. Now, I'm going to say this because this has to do with the fact that we have made a stand and we have chosen to make the right choices to stand against La République du Cameroon colonialism in Ambazonia. La République du Cameroon, as a matter of fact, must and should remove their colonial administrators and military out of Ambazonia as we speak. They should. It's the right thing to do. It's what they need to do. All of the killing with the recent massacre that we have just seen from Mamfe, it's a pure indication of La République du Cameroon frustration. We have defeated La République du Cameroon in this war. Getting to 7 years down the road. When they were declaring this war, they had no idea what they were getting themselves into, or they thought that by some means they were just going to crush everybody out. Like they requested in their first communique for everybody to pack out of Manu. The Manu people stood their grounds. From that day, that communique was issued to today. La République du Cameroon military have seen hell in Manu. Ask them, where's the cocoa from Manu going? It's not going to them anymore. Economic sabotage have been implemented fully in Manu. Now, out of frustration, and the greatest frustration you could ever imagine for a country that thought they were just going to defeat the people of Amazonia, to their greatest dismay, La République du Cameroon had thought that this struggle was going to come to an end in 2022 last year. Little did they know the intelligent minds and the committed and patriotic Amazonians that they are in this interim government, and that will not allow that to happen. La République du Cameroon right now have no idea on what to do as far as this struggle is concerned. I can tell you that from talking to insiders. So I want to assure our people to hold, let's stand strong, continue to stand strong on the ground. Let's reject La République du Cameroon colonialism as we have been doing so far. They will soon pack a leaf. the Department of Health and Social Services of this interim government will come in to make sure that we provide the Ambazonian people with the necessary healthcare and social systems that will meet up with all of their needs. Thank you so much, Dr. Ndula. Thank you, Ma Dorothy, for creating this opportunity for us to be here. Thank you, ABC. Thank you, Ma Rachel. Thank you.
Thank you.
My brother Paddy, who is there working tirelessly. I mean, he's working, making sure that everything is going on well. I mean, we appreciate you guys. The Amazonian people that have been standing strong at home and in the diaspora. Let's keep doing what we are doing. I will defeat Larpluju Cameroon in no time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What an honor we have.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank
Rachel?
Yes, thank you again, Dr. Tom. The thing is that let Ambazonians stand up to say no to this kind of level of standards of living condition where they have been subjected to. Ambazonians have right to employment, right to their salary, to be able to live a good life, to live in good homes, to have good schools and good roads and good hospitals. We don't really want to go into some details because they are all very glaring. But Ambazonians, please, let's push. As God is even using the enemy to fight against its own self, causing it to commit errors that are exposing them. That is the way the gate is opening for them to live. At the same time, you Ambazonians, you and I, both home and abroad, should be ready to be supportive. Let our people have a system that they can even enjoy humanity the way you and I are already enjoying. For example, in my country here in Austria, if you want to give somebody a gift, like end of year, you want to thank a teacher, it should not be more than this small mambo kind of chocolate. Anything other than that, you are already finished. They will say you are looking for a way to bribe somebody. They may not even take it, and when they take it, they just share it. They bring it and share it out there. At the same time, if you are a nurse, Ambazonia should be in a way that even if you are a nurse on duty, you have a headache, you are paid, the social system, your salary system will be in a way that you will be able to take your own money and go to the nearby pharmacy and buy medication for your headache. You will not say, because I am in the hospital, let me just take this one. There will be no let me just, because that is out of the ethical value. But when the value of a country is very high, like the one of Botswana, the one of Libya before Gaddafi, where things were at the people's, stealing was far from it. So this is the kind of Ambazonia that we are vying, and we are begging everybody to come on board. At the same time, please, HSS, county and regional coordinators, we need people at the LGA level, come and be on board. At the county level, we need all of us to start building now, because I will not go and build in Donga Mantum. I will not go and build a social. You will be there already working and identifying your people and the resources that will be used when the time comes. So everyone is welcome. And once again, I want to thank the ABC team. I want to thank the Ethics Commission for being out there weekly and bringing this knowledge to the people of Ambazonia, creating awareness. Brothers and sisters, stand up for the nation you really want to have as a nation. Thank you very much, Dr. Tom Dula, and have a blessed weekend. Thank you also, partner in crime. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Maricha.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Tita.
Thank you.
I mean, we've heard how wonderful Ambazonia will be. Let us get to work and then making it to make it possible. While our people back home are suffering, bearing the brunt of all this, we should do our part. Support your LGA, your county, pay your draft, and support HSS to take care of our refugees, our prisoners, and all the suffering. So thank you all, and God bless freedom for Ambazonia.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.